This is Inside with Outsiders. I'm Jeremy Asgari, and today we have fitness professional Katja Mendillo with us. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So we met through Marcisco, who was on our show. I think he was number 7 or 8 guest or something like that.
Right now, yeah.
Yes, we did.
And he's got an interesting story, which I know you don't know about yet, but you got to go back and watch the story.
I'll have to watch.
But yeah, we met, I think, during the pandemic at Cisco's gym.
Well, yeah, it was. You're right.
Yeah,
It was during the
at
pandemic.
4 Fitness. Are you still working there?
No,
Among other?
I am not.
Not at all?
No, not at all, actually.
Okay, so you're a fitness professional. You're Slovenian, of Slovenian descent.
Yes.
Your mother's Slovenian and your father is American Italian.
Yes.
All right, but you grew up in Slovenia though.
Yes.
All right, so let's hear about this.
I moved here in 2017, I believe.
What was the reason you moved here?
So, I mean, it was kind of like I was pretty sure, even like throughout high school, I was pretty sure I was going to move here eventually because I do have dual citizenship, so it kind of made sense to take advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And after I finished high school, I joined the army in Slovenia. In Slovenia, yeah. And they told me right away that I wasn't going to be able to stay because of my dual citizenship.
Like a career?
Yeah.
But how did you, before we get into that, because that's a super interesting part of you, like your time in the Slovenian army. But how did you end up, I should say, how did your dad end up in Slovenia?
Okay.
Because he's the American one, right?
Yeah, so my parents have probably an even more interesting story than I do. My parents met, my mother moved to Vienna in Austria when she was about 18, I believe.
From Slovenia?
From Slovenia.
And what city? What city in Slovenia?
What city in Slovenia?
Yeah.
Kran.
Okay.
So she was born and raised there. And she kind of ran away from home at 18 and went to Austria.
Do you know the story as to why she ran away from home?
Yeah, but
can you share that?
Let's not get into that. Let's not get. She ran off with a guy though.
Oh, did she? Okay.
Ran off with a guy because she didn't speak German at all,
right.
But she learned within the year, I believe. Because once you're around it, you're kind of forced to speak the language.
Especially
I give her props
at that age. It's a little bit older,
yeah.
But
when you're older, it gets harder for sure.
Yeah.
So she moved to Vienna, and she was living. I forget how old she was when she met my father. She was young. I think she was about maybe 23.
So she'd been in Vienna for like 5 years.
She had, yeah.
Okay.
And my dad's a musician, so
what does he play?
To this day he's a musician.
He
Plays bass and sings.
Does he have his own band? Is he a kind of musician that plays in different bands?
No, he has his own band. He has his own band. He had his own band at the time, different band, and he was touring Europe.
Okay.
And he happened to be playing in Vienna.
Yeah.
We all know where
there's a bug in here.
Oh
hey, Bams,
God,
we got bugs in here.
Get away.
This is the first.
Holy shit.
They're attached to light.
Too, man.
Can't catch it. Well, it's in the light now.
All right.
Stay in the light. That's the first.
Let's just keep an eye on it.
I was looking for him before. I spotted him flying around. You guys saw that.
Is he paying rent?
Could have said something.
If not, he's got to go.
Could have given us a little warning there.
Are you afraid of bugs?
Listen, man, just because I was in the army.
I know, right? She's just in the army.
Everybody says that. Insects, that's a no-go.
So that's
a no.
I think you just answered one of our questions.
Insects. I do not fuck with insects. So yeah, he was touring Europe. He played a concert in Vienna. She went to his concert. They met.
How'd she get backstage? What's up?
I don't know.
Yeah,
how she managed to
she's
get
skipping
that,
a few
but
details.
Listen, she got backstage to a lot of concerts. The Cure went to. The
I've seen your
party,
mom. I've seen photos of your mom.
So then you know.
Your mom is beautiful. Yeah.
Yes. This fucking bug.
There we go, Bams. Yeah. Bam's got the bug. He caught it and he threw it out the window or released it alive. So we're good to go.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Exactly.
So she got backstage or whatever after party. I'm not sure. And
there's no bug. There's no bugs. No more bugs. I promise you. There's no bugs.
I swear to God.
It's in your head. There's no bugs.
And they met and fell in love.
Yeah.
And got married.
How soon after?
Pretty soon, because she wasn't able to go or stay in the States.
Oh, she went to the States with your dad.
So she went to the States. But here's the thing, because these are their wedding rings.
And how do they communicate?
What do you mean? My mother spoke English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. These are their wedding rings, and it says the date and location where they got married in Vienna. It says Vienna. So it's kind of pathetic that I don't know like the details, but they must have gotten married pretty shortly after they met, and then moved to the States.
Where?
Got married
Jersey?
There. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because his family's from Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Lived in Jersey, and then had my sister, and had me, and moved to Slovenia when I was 2 months old.
How much older is your sister than you?
2 years older.
And were you born in the States purposely, or just happened to be there when you were born? Like, did they want you to have citizenship being born?
I don't know.
I mean, you would have been a citizen anyway. Your dad's a citizen.
Correct.
So, yeah,
but I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. You know what it is? If I wasn't, because his kids are born in, because I have half sisters, half brothers.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they're born in Slovenia. They also have American passports, but their kids won't. My kids will, because they weren't born here. To get into details, but
I don't know. Maybe it's different from France. I'm a French 100%. Citizen. I was born in France, and American citizen too. But
they would have to ask for it. Like
exactly. They don't get it automatically.
But they would have to ask for it. My kids will just be or we'll have it immediately.
Okay.
Not that I'm thinking about that, but
How old are you now?
I'm 25.
Okay, so yeah, you have some time before you think about that.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I don't know. I'm pressured by everyone because, like,
really?
Well, my mother especially. My mother
called me. Why should you pressure your sister? Not you.
That's what I said. But my mother called me. Well, apparently, I'm more. I don't know. I'm not.
We're gonna spill some.
I'm not gonna get into that.
Old school, like Eastern European, right?
I mean, she had kids. She had Anya when she was 24.
Right, but I'm saying I just think it's funny that she's giving you heat about it when you have an older sister.
Clearly, I'm the younger sister, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's funny because when I hung out with you both.
It's true, don't laugh.
And I thought you were the older one, not because of appearance, but because your demeanor.
Because, for sure. Right. And everyone does say that.
So you were two months old?
I was 2 months old when we moved to Slovenia. Yeah. And my parents ended up getting divorced.
Wow, how soon after?
Almost immediately, I want to say.
So your parents divorced when you were...
I recently found out, not to get into my parents' dirty laundry, but I recently found out that even before they moved to Slovenia, they had already known that it was over.
Really?
Yes. The paperwork was signed in Slovenia. And then my parents were in court for like 12 years.
For what, child support stuff or the divorce?
My parents are going to watch this, so they're going to come at me if I go too deep into this.
Parents, don't be mad at her. She's just telling her story. This happened.
I'm just being honest.
This is a no judgment zone.
Sure, fighting for the kids to this day. They're both, we were fighting for you. 12 years, though? Like, were you really, though? Or were you fighting each other?
Oh,
come on.
Sure. I mean, listen,
my parents 12 years?
My parents were divorced, and they were fighting for years. At the end of the day, I think a lot of it was ego-driven on their part.
Oh, 100% it was ego-driven. 100%. And we were kind of dragged into it. I mean,
that's my biggest fear, like, as a child of a divorced family.
Yeah.
And I'm 44 with no kids. My biggest fear is, like, having kids with somebody, either the wrong person or it doesn't work out, and then having a broken home. That, to me, is the biggest fear.
I know a lot of people that like fear that and will also stay in situations because of that, but I think that's so much worse.
Well, I agree. I think this is a lose-lose, right? If it doesn't work out, it's no matter what happens.
If it's not working, trust, like, your kids will resent you for staying.
Trust me, I know this, but I'm saying my fear would be to be with somebody that it doesn't work out with.
Well, here's the thing. If it doesn't work out, it's fine. Call it quits. Get a divorce. What's traumatizing is you now treating your significant other like you loved that person at one point. You were in love with that, but you had a child with that person.
You guys are tied for life.
So, like, act accordingly, which is what I say to my parents. Is like,
Do they still beef at this time?
Yeah, of course. There's time. They're much, but like nothing compared to what it was. They're fine. There's not, but there's still.
My parents used to beef, but now like there's no reason. They actually I think they're friends. Like they now don't talk to them on a regular basis.
They will say like, no, we're friends, we're good now. But there's still times where I'm like, either my mom gets annoyed, my dad.
I mean, we're also getting into like the age where, we're kind of the parent to our parents.
Yes.
I mean, I am. I don't know.
100%. 100%. And I hope they watch this and hear this at this point. Yeah. Okay,
so let's go back. You're in Slovenia. They're divorced, or they're going through this divorce. 12-year process of them going to court about.
I feel like more like 15 because it was like, okay, 12 years in court, like on paper, but then,
Did either of them, your dad remarried, you're saying, right?
Both my parents remarried. Well, my mother didn't actually get married. My dad did. My dad remarried. Oh my God, I actually don't know how
Doesn't matter.
I met my stepmother pretty young, like really young.
So she's
like
been
I don't
in the picture
remember
for a
the
long
first
time.
Yes.
Are you
and also
cool
my
with
stepfather.
Both?
Cool with the both of them. My mother, then not like a couple years ago, also like got divorced, broke up, whatever you want to call it, with my stepfather. But I still he was like a second dad. I still have so much love and respect for him. Yeah. They were both good.
Well, what was it like growing up in Slovenia? I mean, I know you don't have necessarily experience having grown up here, but how?
No, not at all. I don't remember. I mean, my sister was 2 when we moved, and she doesn't even remember.
But I'm saying, what did you enjoy growing up in Slovenia?
Well, I mean, yeah, but if you asked me, like, while I was there, I'd just be like, I don't know, whatever. Right. I just grew up. Yeah. You know what I mean?
True.
But now, once I moved here, I appreciated it so much more.
Yeah, we've spoken about that before.
Yeah, like so much
difference
more.
in European versus American culture.
Yeah, there's a big
what
difference.
Were you like as a kid? I mean, I see you're tatted up. Were you a rebellious kid?
Yeah, a little bit.
Why do tattoos mean you're rebellious?
Yeah, you know what?
At a younger age, generally it does. As an adult, not really, but as when you're younger,
I didn't have tattoos as a.
How old were you when you got your first tattoo? Oh, there we go. Bullshit.
How old was I?
Well, let's go back. You what kind of kid were you? Like rebellious, active tomboy? Like,
you know what? Until we also do things at a much younger age.
As far as
home.
Like drinking?
Yeah, drinking.
Because you're allowed to at like 16.
Exactly. More like 12,
Well,
so,
to me it's 12.
And
like whiskey in your bottle.
Because even like college here, like I want to say high school for us is like college here.
Mm-hmm. In what sense? As far as the way the parties go and so on?
Well, not like so much. We don't obviously have a campus and all that bullshit, but you have to, once you finish middle school, it's not like everyone goes to the same high school, whatever high school is closest to you. You have to decide what direction you're going into career-wise, which is kind of messed up because at 14, what the hell do you know?
Is it like is it the same as the baccalaureate? Is that what you're doing or not? That's like I don't know. It's like a European, the high schools that you kind of choose your direction in as a 14-year-old, which is super weird. I didn't even know what direction I want to go to until I was 21.
100%. There's people that are 30 and still don't know what the fuck they want to do with their life. So it is kind of ridiculous. And if you have good grades, you can go to a basic high school that's like pretty hard. It's hard to get into. And then you can go to whatever college, but that's really hard to get into.
And if you don't have good grades, you go to like a vocational type of school. Is that right?
Kinda. And it's not even like if you have good grades, you do that. If you don't, like you start 9th grade, you go to like tour all these different high schools and like kind of have to start deciding your career path and what you're thinking of doing for the rest of your life.
This is crazy.
It's kind of messed up. Yeah. And I remember even at the time I was like,
what did you choose?
I went to like a beauty school.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
So you didn't go to the general studies school. You went to specifically beauty school.
My grades weren't like that.
Were you a good student at all?
I was an okay student. I'm all right. Okay.
For context, I wasn't a great student until I got help with writing.
You know what? That wasn't my issue. I was good.
I got skipped in math, but and then when I got to algebra, I was terrible. Like I believe in segregation.
Writing,
of numbers
that was your thing. See, writing.
No, writing wasn't my thing, but because.
No, you're saying you were bad with like writing and.
No, you know what? The hardest part for me was knowing how to start. And then when someone finally explained to me, like, you just write down what you think, and I was like, oh, it's that easy. I was
actually really good at that.
So I became good at it, and then in college, when I got to choose the classes, I became a really good student.
Yeah,
college. I mean, like honor roll, yeah.
Like I was fine in high school. I was great in high school. I mean, like what I was doing on the side doesn't matter. Yeah. But here's the thing. It was beauty school, but like it's like a regular high school, and then you also have add-on classes that are like
so you're still doing like general electives.
Yeah. It's still like a regular.
What kind of beauty are you doing? Like hair, makeup? Hair. Okay.
Yeah, hair.
So can you still do hair? I mean, your hair looks fantastic, and your hair is super long, by the way.
But can I still do it? Probably.
Can you cut men's hair?
No. I would never. I wouldn't trust myself with scissors like that. It's been years. Like last time I cut people's hair was in the army, and that was just straight buzz cuts. Yeah. So no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to. I could like women's hair. Yeah, that's kind of easy, but still, I wouldn't.
So what? So you were also how did you do? So with the beauty school, you seem to do well, right? You did well with that.
Yeah, and even middle school, I was a shit show. Once I hit 6th grade, I just went wild. And
why? Was that when you hit puberty? Is that why?
I hit puberty. And before that, I was like bullied as a kid. And then 6th grade, I hit puberty, started looking different.
Why were you bullied?
Boobs started growing, all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know why I was bullied.
How tall are you?
I'm 172.
So was that 5'7"?
You know what? I think I believe it's like 5'8", 5'9".
I think it's 5'8", 5'9".
5'9".
I'm gonna look at my.
But people have been like, no, like you're like 6 foot or this and that.
You're not 6 foot.
I feel like people in the States don't even know like height like that.
You're 172?
Because everyone lies.
You're almost 5'8". You're 5'7" and change. I was right. There we go.
Yeah, but I've had men be like, no, you're not, because I'm 5'9", and I'm like, I hate to break it to you, buddy, but you not 5'9", because you shorter than me.
You know how many
times? Everyone's lying, so no one really knows height.
I know like girls that will lie about their height to mess with dudes, and be like, they know they're like 5'9", and they're like, no, I'm 6 feet. You're just short. It's hilarious. Yeah, but hey.
Yeah, I'm pretty tall. I mean, I'm considered tall here. Yeah.
And so, when you got to be, you're saying 16 or when did you? 6th grade, you said.
6th grade, so I was like 12.
And you were 12, and you were the same height as you are now.
No, I was a little bit shorter, but not by much. Like I think.
So that's when you started getting treated differently. Shocking.
Well, I can't. It's not that I was getting treated different. I think my attitude changed. I kind of started standing up for myself, and I got a lethal mouth on me. All of a sudden, and we
heard it already. You fit right in your jersey.
and I just started forming more, and I went nuts, and my parents really struggled.
Really, in what way? Were you staying out late, going drinking?
It was just all of the above.
Yeah,
and just rebelling.
When did that kind of slow down for you? Let me rephrase. Has it slowed down for you?
It has. But it slowed down because everyone knows, like back home, once you finish middle school, you're treated as like an adult pretty much, because middle school is mandatory. High school is not. So no one's going to force you. No one's going to make you do it. So once you finish middle school, they're like, you on your own. Yeah. So going into high school, I just made sure I took care of my own shit, that my parents never got called in or whatever. Took care of they wouldn't even, because they, like I said, they treat you like an adult. Yeah. And that was it. I mean, did I still do crazy shit and get myself into crazy shit? 100%. But I wasn't bumping heads with my parents anymore as much.
Gotcha. So when you graduated from beauty school?
Yes.
What did you want to do with your beauty school degree? Did you ever use it?
Wipe my ass with my diploma, to be honest with you. Yeah.
What'd you do with it?
But I wouldn't change a damn thing. I would still go.
And how old were you when you graduated?
17, 18.
Okay, you said you wouldn't have changed a thing. You would have gone back to beauty school still?
I think so. I mean, I still learned a lot. I met a lot of great people that are still in my life to this day. And I just feel like everything happens for a reason, not to be that person, but like it does, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And who knows if I would have gone to the army if I didn't go to beauty school. I know that's like not related at all.
Yeah, but what's the correlation?
Is it mandatory over there?
No, it's not. It's not mandatory.
The Army's not mandatory.
No.
You chose to go to the Army.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it should be mandatory. This day and age.
This day and age, it should not be
This day
mandatory.
and age. Well, okay, but like put what's going on in the world aside and just how everyone's kind of softened up a little bit. Like teenagers is bad.
You're about to get canceled.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so did you?
Yeah, it's not, the beauty school thing is not related at all, but I don't know.
Well, it may have changed your path, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
What? How soon after you graduated did you go to the Army?
So, graduated in the summer, June, July, I'm not sure. And I was already thinking about it, like planning on doing it and enrolling, but I didn't tell anyone. So, yeah, so my parents, and you have to understand, I come from a family where everyone's like super artistic, except for me.
Artistic, yeah.
Artistic,
okay.
yeah.
What is, so your dad's
My mother's a
musician,
photographer. Anya also.
What does Anya do?
Anya also went to like some type of art school and was.
And you had you have some sort of creative abilities, right?
Well, I mean, going to beauty, you have to be creative to
Yeah.
do
I
hair.
guess to an extent.
I mean,
your
People
tattoos.
always say the tattoo thing. I mean, I'm into art, but I
you have
can't.
Dali tattooed to your
No,
arm.
I'm into art.
Yeah.
I love art, appreciate art. I know good art. I have good taste, but like I can't draw like a stick figure to
Right,
save
but
my life.
you don't-
Like
do-
I'm not.
but
I don't
can your
have.
mom?
Yeah. Yes.
She can.
Both my parents and my sister can like what they can do like drawing wise, like
Really?
and also my little sister, my half sister on my mother's side, like it's incredible.
Well, my twin brother did that piece.
Oh, did he really?
That piece, that big painting over there with the red and blue, and then the peace sign and that Persian thing.
impressive.
You can take a look
That's
at it
impressive.
off camera, but yeah.
My mother used to draw like in a room because me and Anya used to always share a room growing up, and she would draw these like murals on her walls, like castles.
Yeah,
fucking
that's amazing.
Crazy shit. Yeah. So my entire family, it's a bunch
So
of like
I guess
good artists.
in comparison to them, you don't necessarily have it. Yeah.
I also wasn't like growing up. I wasn't like sporty like that. The only so I actually got the first like sport related thing or fitness related thing that I did was pole dancing, and that I got into
In Slovenia or here?
In Slovenia.
You got into that in Slovenia. Okay.
Yes, that was a year before the army. So I got into that and I was doing that. I actually started teaching it.
Well, let's just be clear. That's the fitness pole dancing, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah. No, I wasn't stripping
No,
back.
but listen, I just want to. No, but seriously, I'm sure that.
No, yeah. Fitness pole dancing, and
which I've never done, but I've seen. I mean, just.
Well,
I used to have guys come to my class.
The strength it takes to be able to do that is stupid.
No, it's great. It's very hard. Even if you're in good shape, it's like
it's basically climbing.
There's a
Yeah.
big class up on the 4th floor.
Oh, that's right.
I saw when the drive
Yeah.
when I pulled into the I saw that.
So you started teaching that in.
In Slovenia, I was super young, because I was taking classes and then I bought a pole, and my mother had a studio in our apartment, and I just set up the pole there, and I would take girls and like teach them like on the side. And then, so I was finishing high school, and the army thing was on my mind. I was planning on doing it. I didn't tell anyone.
Why?
I couldn't. Everyone asks me that, and I really.
And how long? When did the first
answer.
thought come to your mind that you want to be in the army?
I was with my best friend, and we were, I don't know where the hell we were. We were out, and she started talking about her like guy friend that just joined, and just that was it. It was just like it never entered my mind before that's even an option. And then when she started talking about it, I was like, oh, I think I kind of want to do that.
What was so appealing about it?
I don't know. I think I like the structure.
Yeah.
And I was always like, I wasn't into sports like that, but growing up, but I was always an adrenaline junkie. And like my stepdad was a hunter. I used to go hunting with him. So I was into
that's a correlation there, for sure.
I was into that type of stuff. It's just never kind of explored it
Was
enough.
it more of the challenge that you were up for?
That too.
Because knowing you now, maybe knowing yourself more now as you're older.
Yeah.
Seeing your workouts,
Yeah.
I could see you enjoying challenging yourself and setting yourself goals and achieving those.
That too.
So that must
for sure that was a part of it.
It didn't just pop up out of the blue. You must have had it innately before that.
Yeah.
That was the first time you expressed
I feel like I had, like I had the need to like do something, but I never thought of the Army. And then she started talking about it. I was like, ooh. And then the wheels started turning, and
So
I
did
had
you
it.
enroll without your parents knowing?
No. So, well, my dad didn't know, but I came home one day, and I think I had already finished. I like just finished high school. And I told my mom, we were out to dinner with one of her friends, and I was like, so I was thinking, and I think I'm going to join the Army. And she completely blew me off. She was like,
your mom did?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And like, I don't even think she heard me. And
Purposely.
And then a week later, I came home with the paperwork, and she was like, what the hell is this? And I was like, I told you. She was like, oh, you weren't joking. Like, you're actually going to join the... I was like, yeah. So I got, you go to this like first meeting when you enroll, and then you meet up with like a sergeant officer. I'm not sure.
So by then you're already committed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was 100% committed, and got the meeting, and then they either send you off to this like, I don't even know what the hell to call it. They have like a base where they have like their own little hospital, and they put you through all these different types of tests, and you get a spreadsheet with like bullet points, and you just go from room to room for like blood testing, lung testing, psychological testing. It was actually really messed up. And
was so messed up.
It was just exhausting and like mentally exhausting, because like the psych part of it was like, holy shit.
What are they asking you in those?
Everything and anything.
About
like
what? Like what
deep, well, like, drug shit, what type of, like, what you're into sexually even.
Really?
You know what I mean? Well, yeah, there was questions like that.
As in like sexual acts or your sexual preference?
Preference.
Like if you're into guys, girls, and so on?
Preference, yeah.
Okay.
I was asked that. Yeah. And first you go through, like, you take a test.
Yeah.
And then you also have like a one-on-one meeting with like a psychologist or whatever. And I remember it was this older dude, like creepy older dude, and he was complete dick. And it was just like drilling. Yeah. And you're in there. I was in there all day. I was in there for like 8 hours. And they try and like crack you for you to the point where I was like, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, like I've done drugs. I've drank before. Like, I'm sorry. I'm good now. I promise. But, I was 100% sure I wasn't going to get accepted because, they take your blood, you have to give like a urine sample. And when you give the urine, they watch you. So you can't bullshit, obviously. There's like a mirror or whatever, so they see if you like replace it, or which I wasn't planning on doing. But they told me about this testing date a week prior, so they gave me no time.
Time for what? What'd you do?
I was smoking at the time. I was a big pothead.
Okay, gotcha.
And as you may know, weed actually stays in your system much longer than like hardcore drugs.
How long does this stay in, Ben? Do you know?
I think it's like 30 days.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they can get like...
If you're like a regular... If you smoke on the... If you just took a puff, then 30 days. Yeah. But if you're like a regular smoker, at the time...
All this shit. All right, let's go back.
Right.
So, so you go in... You're in the Army. What was it like? What was the boot camp like?
Well,
I don't. Well, tell me.
It was...
Because it's Slovenian, right? We assume we've seen what we know from like Full Metal Jacket and all these movies.
It was hard. It was terrible. I mean, it was like the best thing I've ever done, and I'm so glad I went. I don't regret shit, and I learned so much. but it was fucking hard.
And how'd you do compared to like the other people there? And obviously, I'm assuming it's mostly men.
Yeah.
Were there many other women there or not?
No, not a lot. No. I mean, how did I do? Physically, I was dying the entire time, but like everyone. Yeah, so was everyone else. You know, there was people that were more in shape than others for sure. But everyone was feeling it. It was rough.
What was
it was hard.
The scariest moment for you?
The scariest?
Yeah.
Or like physically most?
Give me both.
Oof, okay. There's a couple.
Whatever comes to mind.
I would say the scariest was probably not even like shooting guns. That was fun. That was great. But the bomb throwing. We had to, because you have to practice, obviously, in order for them to give you a real bomb.
Like a grenade or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you practice for like weeks and weeks because you have to fucking throw it far enough, right?
Yeah.
And the fake ones had weight to them so that
you're used to,
but still, so you had to like complete this course with the fake ones in order for them to even give you the real one. And, I did, but even so, once you have the real deal in your hands, that shit was nerve-wracking.
Yeah, live explosive.
That shit was
yeah.
That shit, that
give me a little firecracker. I'm nervous.
that was for sure up there with the scariest moments.
The hardest moment. How about that?
Hardest?
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit. I mean, the entire thing. I'm not even going to lie.
Because I know, they talk about marine training, the water where you'll
Oh, that was bad. That was bad.
What was that like?
So we had to go. We actually went to my hometown. We stayed at that base for like a week because we had training in like Olympic pools because we were training for that.
Yeah.
And that alone was crazy. And you go in full uniform. They give you fake guns that are heavier than real guns actually, and you have to swim back and forth with the gun above your head.
The gun can't go in the water.
And you can't touch the ground. It's all obviously deep as hell too.
Yeah.
And you have your full uniform on, so there's weight to you, right? So it's just your legs. Your legs are just going, right? And then you have to throw your gun out of the pool.
Yeah.
Go underwater. You have like a certain amount of seconds. I forget how many seconds it was to take your uniform off underwater in one shot. So you can't come back for air or anything like that. Crumple up your uniform, throw it out the pool, grab the gun, swim back and forth again, and then gun out, uniform back in, go underwater, put your whole uniform on underwater in one breath, like button up and everything. Yeah. So it was just drilling over that like for an entire week. That was, I remember at one point I was swimming and I had the gun over my head and I was drowning. Like I was straight drown. But we're in a pool.
Right.
But I was like, I can't. And the sergeants were standing at the edge of the pool. I was like, I can't. And I went to go grab on to like the edge and he literally kicked my head. Like
kicked your head?
Kicked my head. And he was like, yes, the fuck you can. And he kicked me back into the water.
All right, how'd you feel about that? Are you happy he did it? Because you got to complete
I survived,
the course?
obviously. Yeah. But so that was preparing us for months later. We then went to a river. Mind you, this is dead winter. So I don't know if you know, but rivers are extremely cold even in the summertime because they're constantly moving, right? This was October.
Mm-hmm.
So
fall.
Yeah.
Not dead of winter.
It was okay. It was cold as hell.
Yeah, but listen,
it was cold as hell.
A little bit different.
And it's Slovenia.
Yeah.
So it's not, it's still like warm here in the fall. It's not like that. So we went to this river. We obviously knew what was going on. It's not like they just didn't tell us. And we had to, oh my God, that day was a shit show. Even getting there, because think anywhere we went, you had like 25, 30 kilos on your back. And we walked to this frickin' river. And we had, I forget how much time to build like a flotation device out of sticks, and then had to eventually get into the river in our full uniform. And like we had to like hold on to each other because the river's rough, right? And you get in like further in, and at one point you're neck deep, and then they throw in your bag, and you build you bring in your little flotation device that you built, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you put your bag on top so it stays dry.
Yeah.
And then you have to just run through the frickin' river.
How far?
In full uniform. I forget how long. It felt like a century.
But this is like basic Army? Because this sounds like some like this is what they like.
That's what
Army
I'm saying.
Rangers, Navy SEALs
when people
type shit.
say like, "Oh, you went through basic training," I'm like, "No, you don't understand."
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like this was.
this
I
is
don't know
not
what you
basic
guys
Army
do in the States,
Yeah, no, it's
but
not the same.
this was no joke. So, I forget. I don't know how long. I was sure that I wasn't going to be able to have kids after that. I was like, my ovaries are done.
Why?
After
What about
this? You don't understand how cold this water was. It's type cold, like Titanic cold.
Really?
Like, yeah. Like, I thought I was going to, you can't breathe. You can't think.
Yeah.
It was
I mean, it's like a cold plunge.
terrible.
Cold plunge,
It was
your
terrible.
limbs
Yeah.
can't move.
Yeah. And you're in boots and shit and
Yeah.
like full uniform. It was horrible.
Well, let me ask you, did you ever experience being a good-looking girl in the Army? Did you experience like any, I guess, maybe negative or positive treatment because of that?
No. Everyone's treated equally.
Okay.
The only thing I would say is don't fuck around in the Army. As a female. As a male, do whatever you want. You'll probably get a high five. But as a female, once you do that, you lose all respect.
As in, don't hook up with anyone.
Don't
in the
hook
Army.
up with anyone while you're in. Wait till you get out. Because like once you're inside, like if you do that, you just lose respect.
Okay.
I feel like. So that's a big no-no in my book. But no, everyone's treated equally. You didn't get treated any different because you were a female. Yeah.
Gotcha. So after this basic training, what does your path look like from there?
So I got out, and I knew I was gonna move here.
Why did you want to move here?
You know, to be honest with you, I really did not want to, but I really didn't. At that point, fucking basketball, you got kicked out of for it, right?
So why didn't you want to go, and why did you come?
Because once I got out the Army, I was chilling. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was having a blast back home. I just got out the Army, right? I was like, so I was having a great time, and you know, I was 19, 18, going on 19, and I really did not want to leave, but I knew I had to.
Why? Because you're partying too much?
No, not even that. And I wasn't partying too much. It was just career-wise, there was not much left for me back home. And my parents knew it. My mom made it very clear, like, once you finish high school, if you're not, like, once you get out of the Army, in my case, like, you're not staying at home.
So would you
need to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, figure it out what you're going to do. Once you finish high school, then I, extended that stay because I joined the Army, but she made it very clear. So when I got out, she was like, all right,
really?
Let's go. And I remember it was around my birthday because my birthday is April 21st. And I was like, what if I just, last birthday in Slovenia? And she was like, fuck no.
Really?
Yeah. She was like,
and where was your sister at this time? She's already,
my older sister?
Yeah.
She was here. She moved here 2 years before me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had a place to land at least. You have family here too.
Yeah. So my dad's side of the family is like deeper, but I didn't really see that. Like they're deeper in Jersey.
Yeah.
So Anya was here, and
she had already gotten the boot 2 years before you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She wanted to get the fuck out of there though.
Okay.
Yeah. She had a different path. She was dating someone at the time, and so when I came here, so she had a studio apartment, and it was like, okay, like set up for me and her. So for me, when I come, like, we're gonna stay at the studio together, right? So when I got here, I knew she was in a relationship, but I didn't realize the guy was
staying there too.
living at the goddamn apartment. It's a studio.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, dude, this is not gonna work. Like,
Right.
we can't all three be here.
Right.
And about 2-3 weeks later, she was like, all right, we're out. So you need to figure out what you're doing. Yeah.
So what would you do?
And I got like, imagine I moved here. I was 18 going on 19, I think. Because I moved here like a week before my birthday. I believe I was going on 19. Yes. And, you know, I didn't know my ass from my elbow.
Mm-hmm.
And so how I got my first job, I didn't even know what I wanted to do.
But did you? Exactly. What was your first job?
So I'll get to that. But I knew I wanted to be like something fitness related, but I didn't know what. And so I was like, all right, step number 1, work at a gym, get a job at a gym, and you'll figure it out from there, right? So I was trying to print out my resume, and my sister was working at a clothing store on Broadway at the time. So I went to her store to use her printer, and her printer wasn't working. So the nearest FedEx was at Astor Place. I don't know if you know where Astor Place is, where the Cube is. Love that area.
Do we not know where Astor Place is?
I don't freaking know. Not everyone does.
Okay.
So I went to Astor Place. I went to the FedEx, and I step out with my little, resumes. Yeah. And across the street was this like beautiful big gym with like balloons outside. You can see there's like the grand opening or whatever. Had music playing. But it was like, you could tell from the outside that it was like bougie as hell. Mm-hmm. I stood there for probably like 20 minutes straight, just contemplating whether I should go in or not. Just because I was shitting myself. And because I was planning on going to some little like hole in the wall gym, start small, whatever. And I was like, you know what? Go hard or go home. I got nothing to lose. Yeah. So I went in, and it was still under construction. They hadn't even, like, everything was still, like, half built. A beautiful space. And the CEO was there at the time. I didn't speak to him, but now knowing him, he was there. And some other guy that I don't know his exact position. I still know his full name, but I'm not going to say it. But he was, like, a higher up. And so he was like, hey, like, do you looking to join a gym? I was like, no, actually, I'm looking for a job. And he had me sit down. We talked a little bit. He didn't even look at my resume. And he gave me a tour of the gym. And beautiful, like 4 floors, had their own DJ. Like, it was crazy. And he was like, all right, sell yourself. Like, let's go. I want to hear it. And I just, oh my God, bullshitted away. I was like hyping myself. I'm not going to say yes. So being Army, I'm super into. I was like, I was my own hype man for like 45 minutes. I was going off, and then after that, he was like, I think you're perfect for the job. I think you'd be great. Like, you can start next week. We're gonna have you start off at a different location until we open, and then you'll open with this club. So I get out. I call my entire family. I'm like, you'll never believe what happened. Got this job at this gorgeous gym. They're like, okay, what's the job? I was like, oh my God, I fucking don't know. I was like, I don't know what he fucking hired me for.
Oh my God.
So they had me. He hired me as a membership consultant, like in sales. Yeah. They had 2 spots at that location.
And it just opened up too.
Yeah. Didn't even open up yet.
That's prime
they had,
money
yeah.
Right there, yeah.
And like the commission was higher than any of the other, because New York Sports Club had close to like 300 clubs around the country, right? That one was the flagship elite.
And was New York Sports Club Town Sports International?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was their like most prestige one, and it was like the first one of its kind. So the commission was higher than any other club there, and they only had 2 spots for, the membership consultants, and he hired me as a membership consultant. But I didn't know what the fuck that was. We don't have membership consultants back home. Like, I didn't know what the hell. Yeah. Up. So I had to go to sales training the first week, and it was at the Crown Plaza. Mind you, this is like week 2 of living in the United States. So
I have a question. All right, so this is week 2 of you living in the United States. Did you have an accent? Because you sound like you born and raised in Jersey.
No, I don't have, because my dad's American. So growing up, I spoke,
All right, 'cause I was gonna say, you sound like you were born and raised around here.
Talking to my dad in English,
Growing up, your whole time you spoke to him in English.
My dad to this day doesn't speak Slovene. So,
Okay.
And we would come and visit his family every summer for a month and stay here for a month. Yeah. So that's familiar, but still.
Yeah.
So I went to sales training at the Crown Plaza, and I remember I pulled up like first day because it was like a 3-day thing, I think. And I was like 45 minutes late. Well, I couldn't find the Crown Plaza.
Yeah.
And I came in. It was like this huge room. There was like a shit ton of people. And it was just one of those moments where like everyone stopped and looked at me. I was like, oh my God. And then through that, I started realizing what the hell my job was. Mm-hmm. Like what I was going to be doing. And they had us like role play and shit. It was horrible. I hated it. It was terrible. It was terrifying. And then, I worked at Avenue A for like a week or 2 before we opened. And then I opened with Asgari.
How'd it go?
Went well. I mean,
how long did you last? Because I know you went into
I wasn't
training.
in sales. Here's the thing. I stayed at that gym for years, but not in sales. I hated sales. I did not like it. Like the whole being sharky and the sales pitch.
Doesn't suit you at all.
Did not like it. Yeah. I made good money.
You're more like
but I was
to torture people with training. Yeah. That's what you enjoy.
But you know what? I stayed clear of personal training for so long because I knew that personal training is a type of sales. Like it is sales, right? So because of that, I was like, no.
When you went from membership sales to the next step, was the next step personal training?
No.
What was it?
Pole dancing classes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So
you had experience doing?
Yes.
So you became a group fitness instructor, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. So I was in sales for, I want to say 4 or 5 months, and then got into, pitched the idea to the higher ups because they had a beautiful studio upstairs, like big ass windows, gorgeous studio, high ceilings. And I pitched the idea of having a pole dancing class, and they gave me the A-OK, invested in the poles, which is not cheap. And I remember I was the one like placing the order and everything, and started teaching that, and then did that, and eventually got into personal training. Because I realized that, yes, personal training is sales, but you're selling yourself. So if you believe in what you're doing, which I do, like I live the fitness lifestyle, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not versus selling memberships.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it was like, sometimes I was like, man,
don't
fucking join the
right?
gym. You know what I
so
mean?
selling memberships, you do the same thing over and over.
Yes.
Whereas personal training, every client has a different need if you're doing it the right way.
Yes,
of course.
correct.
All right.
So yeah, I eventually got into, there was a point where I was actually doing both. I was doing PT and pole dancing classes. That was exhausting. That was like, I was in sick shape. I was a twig also. Because just from working in the city, walking around the city, training, like working out every day, and then on top of it, teaching classes, because teaching classes, that's hands-on. Like PT one-on-one, I'm not doing the workout with them. But pole dancing classes, I am.
Yeah.
So all of that, it was just exhausting. I was like the best shape of my life. And then the pandemic hit. And that, to me, was a blessing in disguise.
Tell us why. For a lot of, well, let's pause on that, because for me it was as well. But I don't like saying that because so many people were negatively impacted. But it definitely got me to remove the nightlife Band-Aid and rip it off right of one shot. So for you, I believe you stopped doing group classes and you started doing more personal training, but in your own spaces, right?
Yeah. So, well, when the pandemic first hit, I was doing everything virtually.
Yeah.
And it was great because, one, I could do it from wherever the hell I was, right? From the comfort of my own home. I also was able to travel and still make money.
Yeah.
2, when you work at a corporate gym, they take 60-70% of your earnings. So
What, that much?
Damn.
Oh yeah.
That's worse than a tattoo shop.
And the thing is, the thing is more, you have the title of being a trainer at this and this gym, at this elite gym.
No, the thing is,
and you gain clients.
yes, that's the thing.
They expose you to high class
They
clientele.
funnel clients to you.
For sure. So for me, when the pandemic hit, I was like, this is great. And
Did you start making more money during the pandemic?
100%.
Nice.
That's when I bought my car.
So you started doing solo one-on-one stuff for yourself?
I was always doing one-on-one. So
But
like
now no
when I
gym.
but you weren't repping the gym. You were just doing like your own thing.
Yeah. I took the clientele that I had and I continued training them, but virtually it was just 100% money in my pocket.
Yeah.
So that was great. And, rocked that until things started opening back up. Like you said, this is terrible. I understand a lot of people struggled and had a horrible time. And, I get it. And I can't even imagine. I got lucky. But for me, I had a blast during the pandemic. I was traveling also because I have 2 passports. So no one could deny me.
Right.
The EU couldn't deny me from coming in. And the United States couldn't deny me.
Same, but I didn't travel.
You didn't
that
travel?
much.
I'm
Well,
all over
because
the place.
I lost all revenue.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, see, I was on top of the world.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was having a
Living
blast.
that,
I was everywhere, yeah. It was,
Super spreader.
I didn't get it. The first time I got it was like last year, and I was fine.
You're lucky. I got it right away, and I got it again like a year and a half, 2 years later. I like to get things right away. I'm what they call an early adopter. So now you've continued on that path of being a freelance. You're not tied to a gym, correct?
No, I'm not tied to a gym.
And if you are working from a gym, you're basically renting time.
I'm paying them for the hour.
Yeah.
And just bringing in my own clients.
I know you don't
charging my clients whatever I want to charge them.
I don't know, you don't work at 4 Fitness anymore, but thanks to them, thanks to 4 Fitness, we met you.
Yeah.
And also got to shout out my buddy's gym, 4 Fitness. He's got a new spot downtown Jersey City as well.
Correct. I haven't seen it yet. Have you?
Yeah, of course. I've been there like 10 times.
Really?
You ever work out there?
No.
I thought you were teaching group classes there, no?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They have a pool, right?
Yeah, I haven't used a pool yet, though.
Well,
I will.
I get grossed out by pools here. I don't know.
That pool is clean, though. All right, so let's get into some more questions for you. So, what do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? I don't want to say workout because that's so like cliche. I mean, I do though. Like my workouts every day. That's my I hate working out with other people because that's the me time. You know what I mean? So
that's
I
funny
do love doing
I'll be
that.
in the gym sometimes, no one in there. Then you pop in to go work out. I didn't realize I was ruining her workout.
You didn't know.
Well, now you know.
You're not. You let me be. Like if someone.
No, for me, the same thing. Like for me, it's my meditation time in a sense where I work out.
Yeah.
Okay, but anything else?
I'm an outdoorsy person. I love the outdoors, so I do like hiking.
Yeah, you actually participated in one of our hikes, which
Correct.
is obviously one of the reasons why you're here. And you also helped us that day. And we've discussed getting you on the team, but I know you're super busy with what you're doing. But eventually one day, because
I would still like to do that.
We would love to have you on board because you're trained in obviously outdoor skills because of the Army.
Yeah.
Also in driving certain kinds of vehicles, which is also a plus. Not that you're driving a tank
plus,
for us, but you know. So yeah, we'd love to have you on board. I mean, you came on our Mount Minzy winter hike, and yeah, I thought like it felt good to have you there because. You know, your expertise, not just the outdoors, but also, if I'm not mistaken, you're trained in
like CPR and all that stuff.
Yeah, like wilderness first responder.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So how often do you go out and do hiking and that sort of stuff?
Not as often as I'd like lately.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's why when I first moved here, I 100% did not need a car. Like I worked in the city full time. I was in the city 5 to 6 days out of the week.
Yeah.
I did not need a car, but I insisted on it so that I can get the hell out the city when I want to.
Which is why a lot of people are regulars to outsiders stuff, because we provide transportation. Most people don't have the means, or even it doesn't make sense for them to have cars.
Yeah.
All right. What are your? This is a 2-part question because one of them is gonna be personal and one's career wise. What are your goals and dreams, personally and career wise?
What are my goals and dreams? I would say my goal and dream would be to be able to, because as you know, I travel back home a lot. Both my parents are back home. I love Europe. Would be to be able to travel back and forth rather, easily, and actually open up a business either back home in Slovenia or somewhere in Europe, and have that there, and still come back and I still have some type of clientele or something here in the States, and go have everyone switch everyone to virtual training, and just be able to go back and forth freely.
So that basically answers both questions there, right? So as personal and business, because you want to have the ability to live somewhere. In order to live somewhere, you need to generate revenue, right? So okay.
Yeah.
How much would you be 50-50? Would you do where would you spend most of your time at the moment if you were to think about it?
Honestly, probably 50-50. Like I would decide on what months I want to be there and what months I want to be here.
Do you have any months?
In the beginning, I'd probably be there more.
Because it's
for
been
sure.
So long,
yeah. And also, if I were to open up a business there, I would, like, first 2 years, I would have to spend more time there, for sure. But down the line, well, you never know what's going to happen. Like, you meet someone, hopefully. So, yeah, we'll see. But 50-50.
Okay.
Ideally.
Yeah.
I don't think that might not be possible, but ideally, yeah.
Was it about the States that I already know what you love about your lifestyle, bunch of different
what I like about the States?
Yeah.
It's New York, and I love the craziness. And, it's different in so many ways. It's also here, you can literally pull an idea out your ass. And if you have the right mindset, and if you're hungry, you can make millions off of it. You can't do that in Slovenia.
You can't, or is it harder?
I don't want to say can't, but a lot harder.
Yeah. Also, I think it's a lot harder anywhere. It's tricky because I would say it's hard.
I almost want to say you can't, to be honest, back home.
Because there's no means to do so.
It's just different system, different,
you're talking socialism versus capitalism, so that also.
So there's a reason why I moved here, obviously. I would, and I need the dose of the craziness, and I also spent I've been here for 5-6 years now, made a lot of friends. Obviously,
of course.
I have people now. You know what I mean? So. Okay. Yeah, and my dad's side of the family is here, so
you got best of both worlds, both sides. What advice would you give high school you?
Ooh, I gotta think about that. Honestly, this is gonna sound really like I'm just fucking full of myself, but I was in the right mindset. I wasn't stressing. I remember being in high school and my parents doing the most to try and get me to stress, but I was like, I'm good, man. I'm not fucking worried.
Really?
I'm fine. No, because I knew that I'm not a lazy person, and I knew how ambitious I was. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew I was ambitious, so I knew it was going to work out.
My parents did the same thing to me, but it worked. It worked the hell out of me.
There you go. But
my parents thought I was lazy. They thought I lacked ambition because they only saw academics, and I wasn't super passionate about academics. I'm the type of person where if I'm not passionate about something, I could care less.
Yeah.
But I always use this example: what kind of lazy, unmotivated kid practices? I was into basketball. one basketball move for 2 hours, an hour and a half, the same move over and over.
Yeah.
But they didn't see that. It was academics.
You got it in you. Yeah.
So I knew I had it in me. I didn't know because I was told I was lazy. So they had me worried like, damn, I'm going to be. They told me, I literally thought if I didn't worry, I was going to become homeless. Yeah. I was told I'd be.
And see, that's what I would used to say to like my mother. I'd be like, Mom, you really think I'm going to, you think I'm going to be fucking homeless?
See,
She's
I wish I
don't know. I'm like,
I wish I had that approach because
I knew I wasn't. I mean, sure, maybe stupid shit I would give, knowing I don't know mistakes I've made, but you got to make mistakes. So I wouldn't go back and say don't do that.
Right.
Once again, everything happens for a reason. It led me to something else.
Is there any tattoo you regret?
No, so far no. I thought about getting this one. This was my first one.
That's your first tattoo. Is a neck tattoo?
Well, it's not neck. All right, you're making
it
sound like it's really extra.
Can you show the tattoo to this camera?
I feel like now I don't want to.
What is that?
It's a bull. Yeah,
it's a bull. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm a Taurus. But I thought about.
I thought it was just your favorite car.
My favorite car.
It's Ford Taurus.
No, Jeremy. That's not what it is.
I saw that joke from Louis Mello. He said it's some guy on the basketball court in high school. Anyway, go ahead.
I thought about getting this one removed and just or redone or whatever. Well, that's the thing. I can't redo it because the more I fuck with it, the worse it's gonna get.
No, we got a good cover specialist here.
Oh yeah, but I would have to get something big to cover it up. I kind of behind my ear. I want something dainty.
Well, all right, so not gonna lie, Tony just got this new ink. It's it literally made the ink fade. Like she can go over it and fade it out.
Let's set you an appointment to meet Tony.
All right, I might do that. Yeah, because I want something. Because it's like cars.
I thought you were a big rock, the fan of The Rock.
You're just killing it with these jokes today, huh?
I'm so not, yeah. But other than that, no, I don't. I don't regret it.
Your tattoos on your left arm are absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Well, shout out to Victor at Bullseye.
Can we shot another tattoo?
Yeah, okay, sure. Maybe we could get Victor in to do a guest spot.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
There you go.
What's your favorite part of Outsiders?
My favorite part of Outsiders?
Yeah.
I would say the fact that everyone that's there is just so open to chat and meet new people because that's the whole point of doing it, right? So it's just it's always just good vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that answer because that's the same thing for me. The social aspect, the community is the same answer. All right. I love this question.
What is the question?
What is your most embarrassing moment?
Oh my God, you're really going to ask me that question?
Yes, everybody that. And this just goes to show you haven't watched one episode, so you would have known this
question.
question's
Not
coming.
until the end. All right, don't put me on blast like that. My most embarrassing in life, ever?
Yes. There's obviously one that stands out because you're trying to avoid talking about this.
No. I feel like there's so many, but I'm trying to think of one actually right now. It's just I'm being put on the spot and I'm blanking.
I'll give you an example.
Okay, yeah, give me an example because that'll
been a
make
few,
the wheels
but the one
turn.
we keep on going to. At first, there was one, but now this one is the one the most embarrassing. The guy owns it though because he talks about it. My boy Ken Tanaka is a professional fisherman. Used to be in nightlife.
You said professional
He's
what?
a professional fisherman.
Oh, I heard that right. I thought I was bugging right now.
Wait, his new name is Rock Tanaka.
Because he does. That's his other account. He's just trying to get into. He's a content creator, so he does fishing, and then also rock climbing. He ran the New York City Marathon with food poisoning, and it took him 8 hours and 27 shits later.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He shit every mile marker.
Every porta potty he stopped at the ball.
Okay, but wait, that was going to be my next question. At least he stopped at a porta potty.
Yes, he made it. He made it. Yes, he did.
Because as you may or may not know, runners, hardcore runners,
they just go.
They just fucking go.
Oh, well, that's when their body gives out on them. Yeah.
Oh my God, Jeremy, you should have told me this sooner. I would have thought of
That ruins the question.
Yeah.
That's true, but I would have came up with a couple of stories.
You would have made up a story, exactly.
No, shut the fuck up. Wait, I'm trying to think. I feel like recently there's been a bunch.
I have an example for you.
Okay, give me.
When you couldn't answer a question on a podcast.
I don't know. Most embarrassing.
Do you want to get back to this question?
Yes, let's get back to it.
All right.
I'm blanking right now because
If you remember before the end of this, we'll go over it. All right.
Okay.
So, is there anything I haven't asked you that you want to share about yourself? And it's okay if there's no answer to this, but is
I
there?
think you pretty much hit like every little detail. Well, maybe not detail, but like every aspect of my life. Yeah.
Except for the most embarrassing moment. All right. So the last segment of this this interview is a series of 5 rapid fire questions. So really, whatever comes to your mind first.
Oh,
don't
God.
put.
I'm so bad with this.
You're obviously terrible. So don't put too much thought into it. Whatever comes to your mind first, right? So what's your favorite city other than New York City?
Barcelona.
Okay. That's actually a lot of people's favorite cities. I've been there.
Really?
And unfortunately, because all these people...
Yeah.
I told you the
know
story.
this story.
Unfortunately, because all the people whose opinion I value as far as travel goes told me Barcelona was their favorite
So
city.
they hyped it up too much. for
My
you.
expectations were super high. I messed that up because my expectations were way high. But good answer. If you could do any other profession, what would you do?
Ooh. Shit. I would. What the hell would I do? Something super adventurous. Maybe like something along the lines like what you're doing.
Okay. But you'd be the guy doing more adventurous stuff, like not necessarily for beginners, but for like more advanced stuff. I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. Something that allows me to do like also like crazy stunts or whatever. Like I don't know, skydiving or some shit, like an instructor for skydiving or
so
some
any
crazy shit like that.
adrenaline junkie's job, right?
But then also I'll go to an extreme where recently this is super random, but I was like, what if I worked at a museum? I don't know why, but I was like,
there's something serene about music. I love going to the Museum of Natural History.
I was just gonna say, I looked up jobs
Yeah.
at the Museum of Natural History because I was like, I wanna work.
Yeah.
Look up the also they're run by the Met, the Cloisters. It's up in
Yes.
the northern part of Manhattan. It's up in
It's the Bronx, isn't it?
no, it's Manhattan.
Okay.
It's Fort Tyrone Park,
Okay.
but it's like an old medieval castle.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's all
you got me
it's
sold.
It's probably one of my favorite places in the city to go.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, dude, I love that spot.
Nice.
Oh, we should go up there. I haven't been there since I was in elementary school. All right. Great answer, by the way. I appreciate you. That. What's your vice? You know what vice means?
No, what the hell's this?
A vice is like your weakness. Like some people's vice is cigarettes, alcohol.
Oh,
Some people's
shit, I really
cookies.
gotta tell you
Something
that.
is
Oof.
your vice. Something that you kind of have an addiction
I'm
on.
so gonna put myself on blast with this one. You
Oh.
know it too. Yeah,
No,
of course you do.
still?
Well, but that's it. Well, no, but like occasionally when I drink, yeah, that's what it is. I'm sorry. I'm
Cigarettes.
fucking your. It is what it is. No, like, but also my talent is that I can roll up a cigarette blindfolded. Okay, so, but
So cool. She's like, I can roll. So yeah. What?
no, when I know I'm in the fitness industry, I understand that it's terrible. It's horrible. You
Beyond the
have to
fitness
understand-
industry, I mean, for your health. Just saying.
No, for sure. But growing up, everyone smoked.
Yeah,
Everyone
does it-
smoked.
but if everyone jumped off a bridge, you jump off a bridge.
Okay, don't give me that stupid shit. But yeah, unfortunately, like when I drink,
Every time?
No.
Because there's been a couple
I-
times where you went out and I saw you the next day and you were like, you'd be proud. I didn't smoke a
yeah,
cigarette.
like no, there's that. But I will say this: when I go back home, all bets are off, man.
I mean, it's funny when I go to France or Italy or but definitely France, everybody smokes. I can't walk down the block without having cigarette smoke in my face.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I'm like, do you guys not? It says on the package, smoking kills.
We obviously know that. Jeremy.
Yeah, but so do cars and buses. I mean, everything.
That's true.
kills it.
Thank you. Yeah.
With accidents, but smoking kills like if you continue smoking.
All right.
Anyway,
well, let's not get into it. Okay.
What's your greatest fear?
Spiders.
Insects?
I cannot. That's a big
The
no-no.
spiders.
That's a hard. There's been times.
Do you know that you're always at least within?
Stop. I know.
10
Don't
feet
get me.
of
Don't
at
hit me with
least
the
3
facts and
spiders.
how many we
I got
eat
a
at
funny
night.
story.
I don't know about that. I don't know how true that is.
I went to-
I hope it's not.
I went
don't
to
know.
a wedding in China, in Lijiang province, like in Yunnan province, Lijiang, China. And I'm in this hotel room, like, beautiful hotel, kind of like more, no, not your traditional modern hotel room. It was like cultural looking. I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, so I had a dream the night where I felt like something crawled across me. Oof. That's weird. And then the next night again, and all of a sudden, I kind of wake up as this thing crawls across me, I slap it. like this.
Like you woke up at that point, like it was.
I
real
woke
life?
up and I didn't feel anything. I was like, maybe I'm just dreaming. I wake up in the morning, I look on the floor, and it was a big hairy spider on the floor. I crushed on my chest. It was disgusting.
I would die. I would start crying.
Oh.
It was
that.
So Ileana, remember she puts shit in her ear.
Oh
every
yes,
night.
for spiders.
Yes.
Yes.
What the fuck?
So we had.
Is that a thing? What?
Did you see? I recently saw.
Do you know that that's why I would never go to fucking Australia? Fuck Australia. Fuck that, bro. That's a hard no.
I saw an Instagram reel recently where this woman is a grandmother. They poured hydrogen peroxide in her ear, and out came a spider.
I saw that. I did see that. I saw that.
Now that I know you're afraid of spiders, I'll send you a few memes.
No,
a few videos.
can you not? Because people do that. And
Hey,
it's disgusting.
Don't worry. Jeremy's afraid of snakes, so you can get him with some snakes.
I'm
Nah.
afraid, but
Wow,
not as
man.
bad. Not as bad as Sydney. Like I'm not,
Yeah. I said
I have like a
all the
normal
time.
fear of snakes. I'm like freaking out like that, but like my sister can't watch videos. She can't look at. If there's a photo, she'll run. It's crazy.
I get disgusted. It's just disgusting.
By
Like,
snakes
you're
or
not gonna
spiders?
No spiders. You're not
Yeah.
going to sit there and tell me that.
But no
they're
problem
not
with snakes.
Fucking gross. No problem with snakes. They're fine. They're
All right.
gross. Literally the other day, I was cleaning out the little outside area I have by my house, and there was these boards that I had to take to the garage, and I was carrying them, and one of the boards, I was like finishing up. It was the last freaking board, and I'm walking. And one of the boards, man, it looked like a cartoon spider. It was one of those that, like, the legs weren't even that long. They went like that.
Yeah.
But the freaking body on that bitch was like that. I was like, yo, I dropped that shit
you
and
have
left it
such
there.
an eloquent way with words. The body on this bitch.
It was crazy. I dropped that piece of board and left it there.
Yeah, it's still
And
there, I'm sure.
No, it was there for 2 days until someone else picked it up and carried it away.
That's
I don't fuck with
hilarious.
spiders.
Good to know.
I
All
don't
right.
fuck with spiders.
The last question is, what's your favorite food, and what did you bring us today?
What'd I bring you?
Yeah.
I was supposed to bring it?
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah.
You expect me to cook that?
No, you
Like,
don't have to cook it. You didn't read. You don't read, do you?
I can't buy that.
You not read. It said you can buy it, bring it, whatever you want.
I couldn't have
my
brought
God.
that. Oh my God.
Okay, so
I
since you didn't bring
apologize.
anything, what were you gonna bring? What were you gonna talk
Okay.
about?
So
Let's
this
talk
is-
about the food.
This is really hard though.
Yeah.
Because I'm big on food and I'm like, I'll eat I'm big foodie. So it's so hard to like name a favorite. Like
I
that's
understand,
like
of
Sophie's
course.
choice to me.
But you texted me and you said 2 options,
So
which
yeah,
I thought you were gonna bring one of them.
So one of them is definitely like my mother and father used to make this back home. It's not like a Slovene recipe or anything like that, but it's called metulski with feta and
What's
and
matulski?
metulski means butterflies. You know that pasta that's like butterfly shape?
Yes,
What do you guys
yes.
call it?
Pappardelle, isn't that?
They
Pappardelle?
look like butter
Yeah.
bow ties. That you
Yeah,
call
yeah,
them bow
yeah,
ties
bow-
here.
yeah, bow
Yeah,
ties.
that. And it just has feta and sun-dried tomatoes.
Yes, it's like an antipasta,
And
right?
olives,
Yeah.
like black olives.
Yeah,
It's,
So that's one of your favorites.
That's one of my favorites, and I think it's more of a like.
It's Italian.
And it reminds me of my
Right,
mom and
Mediterranean.
dad. Like they used to make it all the time, and I can eat an unlimited, sickening amount of
Yeah.
that. Like crazy.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, and then the second one was I told you I'm a sucker for fried chicken.
What's your fried chicken spot? What do you like? Because I mean, there's everything from like what's downtown, like Crown Fried Chicken. And
No,
there's,
yeah,
like,
no. I
Blue
honestly,
Ribbon.
I haven't really gotten.
I'll tell you my favorite fried chicken I've had. That's obviously not homemade, right? That you could buy in a store.
Yeah.
Blue Ribbon Fried Chicken at Brooklyn Bowl is crack.
Never had it.
It's so good.
Well, I mean, obviously, I can make my own fried chicken,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I haven't had fried chicken like in Jersey City or New York. Now that I think about it, there's this one spot in Rhode Island. I forget what the hell it's called. Something Beaver.
Most random ass
Something
stuff,
Beaver. I know it's random.
Yeah.
I think it's called the Thirsty Beaver.
That's a great name.
I think that's what
Fantastic
it's called.
name.
Fire chicken.
Really?
So good. I used to literally get excited to go because at one point I was dating someone from Rhode Island.
Gotcha. I was
And I
asking where the
used to
correlation
get
was.
excited to go to Rhode Island just because of the fried chicken.
Forget about the
swear
guy
to
she's
God.
dating.
Forget, yeah.
She's like,
no,
baby, you
it
coming?
was
Yeah, I'll be right there. Like,
Fire.
season for 5 minutes. Meanwhile, she's at the fried chicken spot for 3
a fucking
hours.
Thirsty Beaver. Eating fried
That's
chicken.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Any other foods that you have a sweet tooth?
You know what? I developed one, but as a kid, I hated sweet. I wouldn't even eat my own birthday cake. I wouldn't let anyone else eat it, but I wouldn't eat it either.
Shocking.
Yeah. Listen, man, don't fucking touch, because they always looked really pretty and shit. So no one touch it. But I would not like. I was like, as a kid, I was that kid that ate anything. Like, I was not picky at all. I would try everything and anything, and I would eat, but like food, real food, not sweets and
Were
desserts.
You a skinny
and crap.
kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. I was like a twig as a kid. I just had a good metabolism, I guess. And then I developed, like, I want to say in my 20s, like a sweet tooth. But
Really?
still, I'm
What's your go-to for sweets?
My go-to?
Yeah.
Ice cream all day.
Really?
Every day. Yeah.
What flavor?
Oof. Once again, Sophie's choice. Like, this is so hard. I would say love coffee flavored ice cream. Haagen-Dazs coffee.
Okay.
And banana split, weirdly.
Like
I
a
like banana split. Like the flavor banana split. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's because I ate that flavor growing up in Croatia every summer. This ice cream spot had banana split, and I would always get it. And it just kind of stayed. Yeah, I'm a sucker for ice cream. And then I moved to the States and discovered ice cream cake.
Yeah.
That was something.
That's funny because I think as a kid, I mostly had ice cream cakes for birthdays.
That's God bless America.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you love the States? Ice cream cake.
Ice cream cake,
next
man.
time
That's
I'm gonna
what
ask
it
that.
is.
There
Yeah.
you go. I want to be a dual citizen for ice cream cake. All right. This is pretty much the end of the interview. I appreciate you for coming and being on the show. Also, got to get you out on some of our adventures.
Yes,
we'll talk about that.
100%.
Maybe even get you a tattoo from these guys or a cover up
Or
somehow.
cover this one up or remove it or whatever your little method that they have. Yeah.
Yeah. And, but we'll have you back one day. I appreciate you coming through. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. All right.